Alright, so hello mga students. I will now be recording this illustrations on passive income under your income taxation. Pag-usapan po natin sa video lecture na ito yung apat na illustrations and this will be anchored on your interests. Purely interest lamang po ito na illustration. So separately magkakaroon ako ng mga discussions, video lecture illustrating the other categories for your final tax withheld, no? Okay. So, eto ano yung pinaka-reference natin, pinaka-guidance natin pagdating sa interest, the related final tax rates, no? Depending on the classification of the taxpayers. So, kung mapapansin po ninyo dito, pinagsama na po natin yung income, yung individual taxpayers as well as your corporate taxpayers. So ito po yung ating individual, ito naman yung ating corporate. Okay? Because the illustrations are anchored on the book of Sir Rex Pangawan, although I have modified para nakaka-capture po natin yung treatment, no, nitong mga iba't ibang klase ng mga taxpayers. So recap lang, no, your interests are being withheld generally 20%. Okay? Except for non-resident alien not engaged in trade or business and even your non-resident foreign corporation, ano, na 25%. Okay? So 20% or 25% if you are a non-resident alien or foreign corporation. Okay? Sorry, non-resident alien not engaged in trade or business. Okay. Now, except for interest income received under your EFCDS, no? Um, Meron lamang po tayo ditong final tax ay para doon sa mga residents. And as you can see, resident citizen or resident alien or domestic or resident foreign corporation. Kasi yung mga non-resident ay hindi po natin yan binubuwisan under your expanded foreign currency depository system. Okay? What else? Please be guided by this one. Yung mga interest income from long-term deposit or investment, no? For your individual taxpayers, exempt po yan. Okay? With the exception of your NRA and ETP. Pero pagdating sa corporate taxpayers, hindi po nag apply yan sa kanila. So 20 or 25% rule tayo dyan. Hindi rin po nag apply sa kanila, well, since hindi nga nag apply sa kanila yung long-term deposit, yung mga pre-termination ng mga long-term deposit ay definitely hindi mag apply sa kanila. Okay. So let us see this by way of illustration para mas nahahasa po yung inyong computation. Let's move on with illustration number 1. Okay. Medyo palitin natin ito para captured lahat. Ang pinaka-problem natin is this one. Sige, para mas kita dito sa ating material, okay. A taxpayer earned the following interest income from various time deposits. 6 months time deposit, 8,000 yung kanyang kinitang interest. For 2-year time deposit, 12,000. And for 5-year time deposit, 40,000. Now, let us compute their total final tax withheld, no? Assuming the taxpayer is an individual or a corporate taxpayer under these different classifications. Okay, so applying your summary. Okay, paki-double check ha. This should be correct, no? Dapat lang. Okay? Although let me know kung sakali man na meron akong ano, no, na miss out or may typo error ako na nailagay. Pero dapat this should be correct. Now, for your resident citizen, hindi resident corporation na resident citizen, non-resident citizen, resident alien, and NRA, no, non-resident alien engaged in trade or business, 20%. Therefore, 20% of 8,000 is 1,600. Okay? For NRA and ETB, 25% yung applicable final tax rate, edi 2,000 yan. For domestic and resident foreign corporation, 20% yung final tax rate. So 1,600 din sila. Tapos pag non-resident foreign corporation, 25%, edi 2,000 ang final tax withheld. Okay. For 6 months time deposit. For a 2-year time deposit, parehas lang din naman yung tax rates na ina-apply natin. Pero since 12,000 ang interest income, edi mababago yung computation natin for your tax withheld, final tax. So applying 20% and 25%, you will get either 2,400 or 3,000. Okay? Now, tignan po ninyo pagdating dito sa 5-year time deposit. Okay? For resident citizen and non-resident citizen, RA, NRA, ETV, notice that they are exempt. 5-year. Dito yan papasok, interest income from long-term deposit or investment. Exempt po ang mga yan for final tax computation. Okay? Kaya dito nakalagay 0. Wala po silang, wala tayong ikukumputin dyan. Okay? But hindi siya 0% kung hindi exempt kasi ito. Okay? Pero sabi natin, for NRA and ETB, hindi po yan. Okay? Subject yan sa 25%. Kaya po dito, compute natin 25% ng 40,000, it's 10,000. Sinasabi natin na yung mga corporate taxpayers, hindi po nag-a-apply sa kanila yung long-term deposits. So 20% if you are a domestic corporation or a resident foreign corporation. 8,000, ang 20% ng 40,000. If you are a non-resident foreign corporation, 25%, 10,000. Okay? So, ito ang total natin, pag tinali nyo po yan, okay, lagyan lang natin ng pulahan natin para masabi natin yan yung mga final answers. So, if you are a resident citizen, non-resident citizen, resident alien, or non-resident alien engaged in trade or business, ang total final tax withheld mo dito sa tatlong yan ay 4,000. If you are an NRA and ETB, 15,000. Same applies if you are a non-resident foreign corporation, 15. If you are a domestic and or a resident foreign corporation, 12,000. Okay? So, eto naman yan 1,600 plus 2,400 plus 8K. Okay? So, yan po ang ating mga sagot under the different classification of taxpayers. Take note po, na yung exemption ng individuals on interest income on long-term deposits ay naka-anchor, on the fact that long-term deposits are usually channeled to the financing of long-term projects such as infrastructure, property developments, and other construction projects which are deemed essential to the development of the country. Kaya po ito nagiging exempt. Alright? So, yan po class, ang ating first illustration. Move on tayo sa second illustration. Palakihan natin para kitang-kita po ang ating problem at yung mga related solution. So we have two cases here sa illustration number 2. Ang case 1 natin is that si Centris Bank had the following savings and time deposit accounts on its various depositors. You have your RC, NRC, RA, NRA, ETB. Pinagsama-sama na po natin yan because yung treatment sa kanila pare-parehas lang naman, yung percentage ng final tax rates. For NRA and ETB, nakabukod, pinagsama natin yung domestic at resident foreign corporation. So parang sinasabi natin, excuse me, yung grouping natin dito ng depositors ay nakaangkla, okay, doon sa similarity ng kanilang tax rates. Okay? Eto yung mga total. Anong hinahanap? Compute the total amount of final tax that Centris Bank should withhold at source. So, magkano yung i-withhold ni Centris Bank? Okay? So, sinasabi natin for RC, NRC, RA, NRA, ETB, ang final tax rate natin ay 20%. 25% kay NRA and ETB. Sa corporate taxpayers, 20 and 25% din under your CREATE law. No, kasi before, during the train law, 30% po yan. Pero andito na tayo sa period ng CREATE law, 25% dapat. So if eto po yung ating mga gross amounts, no, eh di siyempre multiply lang natin yung mga corresponding final tax rates. Therefore, no, 120,000 yung applicable na tax rate or tax withheld, no, for the 600,000, 50,000 para sa 200, 160 para sa 800, and 25,000 para sa 100. Pag tinotal po natin itong apat, ang i-withhold na lahat, no, ni Centris Bank ay 355,000 pesos. That is under your case number 1. Okay. Eto, case number 2. Using this illustration, what if etong amounts represented here ay hindi po yung savings and time deposit, bagkus eto yung net of final tax withheld. Ibig sabihin na ibawas na po dito yung withhold na tax. Tapos hinahanap sa atin magkano yung withhold na final tax. Paano yung magiging computation niyan? Kasi dito, matik, no, times 20, times 25, times 20, times 25. Pero kung ito yung net, edi i-cross up natin yan. Ganito yung magiging itsura niyan. If this is the amount net of final tax withheld, may final tax rate ka na naibawas na dyan, 20, 25, 20, 25. Ibig sabihin, eto 80%. Tapos etong dalawa naman ay 75%. Pag rinos up mo yan, tignan po ninyo yung formula, yung 600,000 divided by 80%. Yung 200,000 divided by 70%. At ganun din po yan dito sa dalawa. Ang gross amount ay eto, 750, 266, 667, 1,133,333. Tapos saka natin i-apply yung 2025, 2025. So makikita po ninyo, 20% ng 750, that is 150. 25% ng 266, 667, eto. And same goes with this amounts here. So ang total na final tax na na-withhold ni Centris Bank ay nagkakahalaga ng 450,000. Okay po. So pa-take note po niyan. That is our illustration number 2. Now, proceed naman po tayo sa illustration number 3. Palakihan natin ng konti. Ayan, siguro hanggang dito lang para makapture, medyo may kahabaan because of the solution. Anong sabi dito? On January 1, 2018, ABC invested 1 million in XYZ Bank's 5-year time deposit. The deposit pays 10% interest annually. Ang tinatanong, magkano yung final tax if the time deposit was pre-terminated on these dates? Tatlong cases yan. And we will be applying this pre-termination rates, no? Depende kung kailan pre-terminate yung long-term deposit. And just to refresh your memory, under this taxation, yung long-term na tinutukoy natin dito is dapat 5 years or more. Pag short-term, no, hindi po 1 year. Okay? Okay, now, kung June 30 yan, from January 1, 2018, bilangin nyo. So, ito yung holding period nila. Sa case number 1, nagtagal siya ng 2 years, 6 months. Sa case number 2, nagtagal siya ng 3 years, 7 months from January 1, 2018. And from case number 3, nagtagal siya ng 4 years, 8 months. Okay. Ito yung interest. Ito yung principal. Okay? Now, eto yung stated interest rate mo. Yan yung nominal nakalagay sa ano, stated sa contract, sa promissory note. So 10% ng 1,000,000, 100,000 yung babayaran niya ay babayaran sa kanya ni XYZ Bank, yan yung matatanggap niya. Kasi yung deposit pays 10% annually. So nung 2018, under the different cases, 100,000. 2019, 100,000. Sa case 1, kung terminate ng 2020, 6 months na lang, 6 months lang diyan, eh di 50,000 lang ang kanyang tatanggapin. 100,000 times 6/12. Okay? Sa case number 2, kung 2021 pa niya na pre-terminate, eh di may buo siyang 100,000 noong 2020. Tapos kung 7 months yung accrued niya, eh di 100,000, okay? Times 7/12, that is 58,333. Sa case number 3, kung terminate mo yan September 1, 2022, 8 months yung accrue ng 2022, may buo kang 100,000 ng 2021. Okay? Therefore, 100,000 times 8/12, that is 66,667. Now, no, yung accumulated na interest from the very start, sa case 1, 2 years, 6 months, 250,000. Sa case 2, 3 years, 7 months, 358,000, ayan, 333. And sa case 3, 466,667. Yan yung mga interest accumulated. Okay, now, anong tinatanong? What is the final tax if the time deposit was pre-terminated? Okay? Tignan po ninyo. And dirito yung continuation. Ano? If this is the interest accumulated under these different scenarios, and sabi natin dito, kung less than 3 years, 20%. Kung 3 years to less than 4 years, 12%. If 4 years to less than 5 years, 5%. So, ayan ano, class, papaano yan? Eh di ganito. 250 times 20%. 358, 333 times 12%. And sa isa na 4 years, 8 months, 466,667 times 5%. Notice 'no, na kung yung holding period ay pre-terminated ng mas maaga, mas malaki yung babayaran. Pero kung hindi umabot ng 5 years, tingnan natin. Kung more than 3 years, di 12%. Kung more than 4 years, 5%. 'Pag umabot kasi yan ng 5 years and above, exempt na po tayo diyan. Okay, wala ka ng, final tax diyan. So, supposedly kung eto yung na-accumulate lahat-lahat, and we are on the premise or on the assumption na wala pa pong na-withhold before, on the anticipation that this will not be pre-terminated. So, kung iko-compute natin sa total accumulated interest, eh di 250,000 times 20%, 50,000. 358,333 times 12%, eh di 43,000. Or 466,667 times 5%, eh di meron kang 23,333. Okay po. So, eto yung sagot natin dito sa unang question, ano. Now, ganito. Okay, eto pala ano, yung ating explanation pala diyan, ano. Supposing that, yes, no, hindi pa po ito nata-tax or exempted before, hindi pa sila nabubuwisan ng final tax. Alright. Ay, tama ba? Okay. Ang second question is, suppose, ganito nga siya, i-compute natin yung net proceeds na i-re-release sa kanya under these 3 cases. So, eto, proceeds naman po. So, siyempre, 'pag proceeds, ibig sabihin, kasama sa matatanggap mo yung principal amount na ininvest mo, 'di ba? Plus any accrued income. Okay? Less any tax withheld. Kasi siyempre, iwi-withhold ito sa kay ano 'no, i-wi-withhold itong amounts na ito kay ABC sa ibabayad sa kanya. So, for case number 1 plus 50,000 minus 50,000, eh, di sarado lang na 1,000,000 ano, parang na-offset lang yung accrued income. Kasi yun yung sorry, na-offset lang ng final tax withheld 'no, yung accrued income. For case number 2, kung ang accrued mo ay 58,333 tapos may final tax withheld ka na 43, eh, di eto yung matatanggap mo. And for case number 3, kung may accrued income ka na 66,667, okey? Tapos may final tax withheld ka na 23,333, alright? Eh, di eto lang yung matatanggap mo. Kaso ngayon baka tanungin ninyo ako, "Sir, bakit hindi kasama yung 2018, 2019, 2021 as applicable dito sa second or third cases?" The answer is, eto kasing mga previous interest ay naibayad na sa kanya. So ang tinitira lang natin dito for purposes of computing the net proceeds is ano yung accrued interest on the date of pre-termination, okey? Kaya dito yung 50,000 lang. Sa case 2, 58,333. Sa case 3, 66,667. Ignored na itong mga collected previously kasi hindi naman yan ibabayad sa'yo, natanggap mo na yan, okey? Hence, the computation. So, I hope you were able to follow. Okay, okay. Now, additional notes 'no, savings or time deposits with cooperatives, they are not subject to final tax. Pa-take note po nun ha. Bakit parang lumabo? Ayan. So, savings or time deposits with cooperatives are not subject to final tax. Also, yung final tax on interest applies to excuse me, deposit substitutes, government securities, money market placements, trust funds, and other investments evidenced by certificates as prescribed by the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas. Kaya nga, you will observe no, na etong mga illustrations po natin is on the premise that the bank is a banking institution. Okay? Banking institution po ito. Ano? Pa-take note na lamang po. Kasi makikita po ninyo sa inyong mga libro, 'pag non-bank institution, subject yan sa regular income tax. Excuse me. Okay? Alright. Sige. Proceed tayo class sa illustration number 4 at dito sa illustration number 4 i-apply naman natin yung EFCDS, Foreign Currency Depository System. Okay, anong kaso natin dito? Si Abby C deposited all his bakit all his? All her. Okay? Edit ko lang mabilisan. All her savings under an EFCDU. Okay? Under a foreign currency depository unit na depository account. During the month of March, her savings account earned 1,500 US dollar in interest, no? Roughly equivalent to around, sabihin na natin 85,000. Okay? Applying the exchange rate. Pero roughly lang, no? If ABC is a resident citizen or an NRC, RA, NRA ETB, NRA NETB, magkano yung final tax no na babayaran or na i-withhold sa kanyang investment or sa kanyang time deposit or sa kanyang savings account. Okay? So ito po yung ating solusyon. Ang applicable lamang po dito na mayroong final tax ay yung mga resident. Okay? Resident citizen, resident alien. 15% ang applicability. Kaya nga, if your interest is 85,000 pesos, yung equivalent na peso value, times 15%, that is 12,750. If you are a non-resident citizen or an NRA, hindi ka po bubuwisan diyan. You are exempt from taxation from this final tax. Okay? Note ha, hindi ko na po nilagay dito yung corporate taxpayer, nilagay ko na lang sa note. The same rate applies to domestic corporation and resident foreign corporation, 15%. To the exclusion of your non-resident foreign corporation, ito siya, EFCDS. Ito po, no? Ayan. Okay? Wala po tayong long-term or short-term classification on foreign currency deposits. Now, ito, no? The reduced final. Ito yung parang rationale, underlying reason. Bakit reduced yung final tax rate as compared sa your regular 20%? So, yung reduced final tax rate daw and the exemption of non-resident depositors ay intended to encourage the deposit of foreign currencies in our banks, which will be used in the financing of our international trades. Okay? Now, another note, joint accounts on forex deposits under this EFCDS. Plus, kung yung bank account mo ay jointly in the name of a non-resident and a resident taxpayer, hatiin po natin, 50-50. Yun po yung illustration natin dito na nasa kanan. Suppose that Abby C is an OFW, therefore classified as a non-resident citizen. Kung dineposit niya po yung savings niya through the account of her resident husband na nandirito sa bansa, yung computation natin na 12,750 parehas lang. Kasi yung account ay under sa asawa niya na resident. Pero if the account is a joint account, jointly, di ba? Pag jointly, 50% kanya, 50% sa asawa niya, edi hatiin din natin yung 85,000. So yung portion na taxable, 50%, therefore yung taxable interest lamang ay 42,500. Yun lang yung kukumpyuta natin ng 15%. Kasi yung isa, exempt kasi non-resident siya. Nakuha po. So in this case, the final tax ay 6,375. Alright? So, yan class. Pa-take note po nitong mga ito. By the way, hindi ko na po sinama dito, pero I just want to reiterate or emphasize yung mga interest income from lending activities, whether or not in the course of business, mga investment in bonds, promissory notes, foreign sources, whether bank or non-bank, and penalty for legal delay or default. Subject po ito sa regular income tax, hindi po sa final tax. Okay? So, sana nakatulong po itong aking modification at explanation ng nasa mga illustration sa libro para mas ma-appreciate nyo po yung mga computations. Let me know if you have any questions. I will be ending the session here. Thank you. Bye-bye.